everyone. We just hit recording, so we are ready to go. Bart, I've asked to come here tonight as well to chat with you, to put in his 2 bobs worth about the weekend, which we are still so excited that we had an opportunity to participate in Webvention. So to the best of our ability and for what I've thrown together for this PowerPoint, it's a recap of what we watched yesterday. Our goal is to go back and rewatch a lot of the videos just so we can take really great notes and really connect even more with what's gone on. And I know a lot of people are actually going to be rewatching the recording. So welcome. We're going to go through quite a lot of information here, but it's exciting, and I just can't express my deep gratitude for the people that we had over here for the weekend, Webvention yesterday for our party. We'll show you a photo of next, but also for what Asea rolled out. And we feel more aligned and more sure about making the right decision 6 years ago to change our lives through Asea, and more certain and confident moving forward, knowing even more in terms of conviction and the depth of our belief with who we're partnered with and the future of Asea. So if you're new tonight, welcome. We'll go get together with the person who invited you as well if you've got any other questions, and we'll just get stuck into it.
Yeah.
Do you want to say any opening remarks? Or?
Yeah, actually, I would. I'd like to just say I was so incredibly touched. The thing that I say, the thing that I believe is that it's important to have a really great product, and you can have the best product in the world. But the thing that always inspires me is the heart, the integrity, the culture, the ethos, the people that we're involved with. You just know that foundation I love to talk about, which is integrity, the stability, and the timing. And that's something that I think that the corporate executives really, just the belief system. These are events where your belief system goes from wherever it is, it just escalates right over the top. So what you can really take from an event like this is just become bulletproof. I mean, your conviction can be so high, and our conviction is so high that there's nothing stopping us, and there should be nothing stopping you. So hopefully we can convey some of those messages. If you've seen the convention, if you've seen the Webvention, if you haven't, we'll definitely go through some of the highlights and announcements.
And if you were watching the Webvention as your very first Asea event, we're so excited for you to be able to see the heart, as Bart said, but the quality of the 4 pillars that Tyler was talking about, which I'll share with you in a minute, and also to experience the professionalism, but also the future vision for what Asea has in store. So very, very fortunate. My first ever event in the network marketing profession was at a convention, my very first overseas trip in 1999 to America. And so as Bart said, in terms of building belief and being able to portray that, we're very blessed to have seen what we saw, but also please go back and watch the videos and the recordings so that you can take some notes and really convey and up-level the communication that you have about Asea based on the experiences of the new knowledge we received on the weekend. So here's a little bit of a COVID socially appropriate numbered party, Webvention party that we had at our house. Yesterday, some people had left for this photo, but it was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, we had lots of food, lots of fun, and just a great chance to connect with people. It's not quite the same as being in person, but how lucky are we to be able to have a business where we can work from home, and we can, get together in groups like this. So without the expense of airfares and hotels and all that sort of stuff, it still is a great opportunity to connect.
Definitely was. So one of the announcements was the Become magazine that you can look up at becommagazine.com. And the main feature, in fact, the cover of the magazine, I know I really loved because it has a lot of photos of the associates in the background of Vertus's face. He's on the cover. And really, in a way, it's because they, as a company, Asea, they honor us, all of us. We are in partnership with them. So this Become magazine is going to be a really phenomenal tool for not only our benefit, but to show new people and our new contacts that we're talking to. It's online only. It is an exclusive publication. And when you go into the menu on that website, you can go down and select different options. But in terms of this one featuring Virtus, it really is an amazing tribute to him, and particularly from his son, Tyler. So in the article that you can click on in the magazine, Tyler mentions legacy. He says, legacy is not about me, it's about people we don't even know yet. It means you're focused on something beyond you, what comes after you, not what's hitting you now. And that's such an important perspective, isn't it, in terms of life. And
on the Diamond call before the Webvention, Tyler shared with us that he was there at the manufacturing facility with his dad. And he said it was just really such a surreal moment to just see to watch his father. And of course, you just know how much respect he has for Virtus, for his father, what he's accomplished. But Virtus, to see his vision, his dream come to fulfillment, and see the manufacturing, the global expansion, and everything that was coming together for this 10th anniversary. And truly the humility and just appreciation for what he's created. So we have got so much to be grateful for his vision.
Definitely. And here's some extracts I pulled out. One of the articles featured is the best 10 years. And this is really insightful for those of you who may not know about Virtus, because he's a corporate guy. So he wasn't into hugs, and he was, very strict, wasn't able to be there a lot for his kids because he was so focused and had such pressure on his shoulders as in the position he had as VP of strategy for Kraft Food, a 30 billion, how many? 30 billion.
$37 billion.
$1 billion a year company. So massive culture change when he decided to go with word of mouth network marketing. So he said he had a great career and he wouldn't change it, other than he probably would go into our profession when he was 18 instead of 69. And Tyler said, the last 10 years, the whole notion of, this is what Tyler admits about his dad, beat yesterday and try to do something better in your 70s and 60s than you did in your 50s and 40s. So for a lot of us, regardless of where we're at in our life, if we're desiring more, if we want to change our current circumstances, regardless of our age, as I said, Virtus did this at 69. So 49 or 59 or 39 or 29, whatever the age, now's a time to really take a good look at this, because if Virtus can do this and create what he has for his legacy, then it's time for us to think about what we can create for our legacy building companies that we're leaving behind. So Virtus said that when he found out that network marketing got to hug people, he says, I don't do that, I don't hug, because of his background in corporate America, as I mentioned before, because the whole belief in that type of business model is you touch, you're out. And so I thought this was interesting. He said once he broke through the barrier, it became easy for him. This business is all about people, so it's good, he says. Some of the closest friends I have in the world are friends in Asea. And we have to definitely say, from our perspective, what makes Asea different, the product's untouchable, no competition. The culture's untouchable. For us, it's the people. It's the people that make the difference. And that's what Virtus is relating to here. He's a changed man. You ask his kids, he's a changed man because of Asea. Also in the Become magazine, we get to read amazing articles on people. Of course, Dan and Suzanne Doyle in our team, and our amazing upline sponsors, Ed and Rebecca Weens. So take the time to go through that website and have a look. It's a phenomenal promotional tool as I said, to use and to get more education on Asea, but to share with others. It's a really professional tool. So if you were a Webvention attendee, if you registered for a ticket, there's a promotion. You've got to be quick because it is ending on the 28th, I'm assuming in the US. It's an Asea beauty bundle. So you log into your Asea virtual office. This is on our homepage. And you can see the total bundle is listed here on our virtual office homepage under promotions and programs. So it's only valid until the 28th. And this next slide just gives you an idea as to what the Beauty Pack Webvention promo offers. It is 416 Australian dollars for a value of 200 PV, but you're actually saving $115 because you're receiving 25 free Renew 28 sample tubes, as you can see here, and free shipping as well. So you get the 4 tubes of Renew 28, the Renew Advanced Skincare Kit, and then you get over $115 US free. So it's definitely worth doing. And you just add it to your cart in your virtual office shopping cart. So it's very easy to access, but don't miss that opportunity, because it's a fantastic process for us to be able to save money. Who doesn't love that, on products we're already using and enjoying?
Yeah, they really made a talk. There was a great conversation with Dr. Maureen Hayes, Denny Robinson, and let's see, Dr. David Silverman, and the corporate lady.
Gina.
Gina, yeah.
I can't remember her last
And
name.
they talked, you probably, I'm sure you've got a slide on this, but they're actually increasing the dose amount, but they've also freed up the ability for us to really talk more freely about how this can help with, sore muscles and joints instead of just the beauty aspect of it. So really this is really a powerful product. One of the key messages that they were delivering was the fact that this really is an excellent gateway product, because people notice and see results better, quicker. And so that's the only thing we had in Australia when we started.
And we're actually lucky that we did have that. A lot of the countries found out after the fact, who had a Asea supplement first, that they realized what they were missing out on not having Renew 28 first, because as Bart said, it offers such visible results so quickly. So we were really able to kickstart Australia with just Renew 28, which was an easy segue into the molecules for the supplement. So we were lucky that
So
way.
this is a great promotion to be able to use those sample tubes.
Definitely. Tyler had mentioned the Virtus L. Norton Science Lab. Now, Asea have always been hugely committed to investing and funding phenomenally accredited, with independent laboratories being involved, research papers and studies. And they're committed in a way that regardless of the outcome on some of these studies, they're committing up front, and they're confident to know with what they're investing in with these scientific studies, regardless of the results, they will be published, good, bad or ugly. And all of the results have been amazing so far. So of course, if you're new to tonight's webinar, you can go to aseascience.com. But this is a real tribute to Virtus Norton, to Tyler's dad. And will continue the dedication and commitment Asea has to R&D, research and development, product development. And it is located at Asea's corporate office headquarters in Pleasant Grove, Utah. So I'm really excited that they've taken this step. It's come off the back of an I will statement from last year's Asea convention in Las Vegas that I'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. But what an amazing tribute.
Absolutely. And they even challenged us. They said, if you want to do a little digging, a little personal research, and you talk about type in universities and studying redox, this is really becoming a very well-known area of science. The world is starting to learn about it. So it's really great to see Asea step out and take this move as well in terms of the research and development.
Well, Virtus, given his background, as I mentioned before, VP of Strategy for Kraft Food, he's a real science guy. So you know a little bit about the history. In fact, Asea, as a biotech company, it really was born in Logan, Utah, where Bart's from. So maybe you want to share just a quick second about the story of Virtus involved with
Medical Discoveries Inc. was the name of the company. They've been working on this technology for over 15 years, and it invested over $15 million. We actually know some of the people who were the original investors, but because they were trying to get a drug application, and they had spent over $5 million on toxicity research, because the interesting thing is the only way that you can get a drug application if your product is toxic enough at some level that it can actually kill you. It's called LD50, and they couldn't do that. The more of the product that they gave the little critters, the healthier they got, really. And they had backed themselves up into a corner, and that's how Virtus got involved with this, because they knew with his business background that they thought, hey, maybe Virtus can help us. So they offered him a board on the seat. He tried to help them raise money.
Seat on the board.
A seat on the board. Yeah, something like that. And anyway, it was, he did his due diligence. He called universities that they'd been working with all across the country, and he was so impressed with what they had. Needless to say, their business model didn't work. And fortunately for Virtus's vision, he took this the direction that it's gone, as word of mouth, as a wellness product.
He knew that the biotech company out of Logan, Utah, they didn't quite really know what they had their hands on, but Virtus knew because he had run labs before. So he is no stranger to science. It's a bit like to life sciences in particular. So this is a real tribute to him.
Although he was working with some, Dr. Nareen Naidu was nominated for a Nobel Prize. He was involved with some of the science, some really amazing people that were involved with this. But so we have our hands on something very, very special. And because of Virtus's vision, bringing on Dr. Gary Samuelson, there's so many coincidences that brought this about. It's a little angelic intervention, you might say, that we just feel so grateful.
So that announcement was really special. So continuing with the science update, they appointed Asea, that is a new Chief Science Officer, Dr. Nico Razcek. He'll lead their efforts to continue to move Asea forward as the global leader in the redox sciences, life sciences space. So that is Asea, that's how far ahead they are. They are at the forefront of redox biochemistry, changing the health profession as we know. So Dr. Nico is incredibly talented. He knows several languages, 5 or 6 languages or more, I believe. He has a PhD in analytical chemistry, so he's off the charts intelligent. He obviously is very good at what he does. He's a registered food chemist as well, and he's helped to develop products for large corporations. He holds 25 patents and is published in various handbooks. So yet again, Asea has been able to attract quality scientists as they have quality leadership. And it's going to be really wonderful to see what this gentleman's able to create with Asea moving forward. So they've also increased their medical professionals board to include 16 members now, which is absolutely fantastic. We've got so much talent in Asea, and Tyler talks about that in a couple of his Ethos videos as well. And new members on the Asea Science Council. So Asea don't just rush off and make decisions without having a really great core base of leaders and professionals for them to be able to draw opinions from based on their experience. So the combined experience in the science industry with the Science Council and Medical Professionals Board is absolutely phenomenal, which means for us, they don't take huge risks in this area. They get the advice, they've got the backup, they've got the professionals on board, which gives us a lot of confidence and certainty talking to other people about Asea. Renew 28 update, this is what Bart mentioned. They've redone renew28.com website. It's absolutely beautiful. But you were talking about this. They have repackaged Asea. It's Renew 28. It's really sexy. It's elegant. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love how they've used the molecules in the branding on the tube and on the box as well. And they've added 10 mils to all the tubes. They've also created new tools, including 4 beautifully made marketing videos on the website.
I love the videos.
They're gorgeous videos, really, really well done. And this is what you were talking about before in terms of they've actually increased what they can say. Now, this is on the US site. We're not sure how that affects us in Australia yet. But of course, we know it is not another face cream. It's a multi-purpose skin priming, age-fighting, cellular rejuvenating gel for the entire body. So this is what you were talking about before.
Exactly.
Eases muscle discomfort from exercise, soothes skin from minor irritants, reduces the appearance of wrinkles and cellulite, and used for after sun skincare, which is hugely important in Australia. Okay, so this is a screenshot I took from the website. So this is how beautiful it is. It's an incredibly gorgeous marketing tool, and it's very professional, easy to read, easy to access, and easy to navigate. So make sure you go to renew28.com. So here are the identity statements, or the 4 pillars. I've referred to one of them from the Become magazine, which is legacy, but you can go to weareredox.co. It's not .com, it's .co. This is a really great website for understanding more about Asea's identity and the future, their vision. It's all in one place. I absolutely love this website. So Tyler announced, for those of you who were listening, of course, you'd know these identity statements, and they're built upon the will statements that I mentioned earlier, was shared last year in Las Vegas at Asea's convention. Now, will statements, when Tyler gave this speech last year on stage, he had absolute certainty, 100% conviction that the company was moving forward on these will statements. And these identity statements are dovetailing so beautifully. They're a perfect match with what's ahead in terms of where Asea is heading with their I will statements. So I'll get into them. But we are redox, we are opportunity, we are legacy, we are innovation, and we are ethos. So I don't have the we are redox covered. I've just got to get Bart to just go and quieten the dogs a little bit. But I'll go into the legacy, opportunity, ethos, and innovation. On the we are redox, basically, as we know, and we already touched on this, Asea is the world's global leader at the forefront of redox biochemistry, redox life scientists. We are it. Nobody else has these molecules. There's no competition. Everyone's trying to get into the space and stabilize them. They can't. Pharmaceutical companies are still offering Asea money to buy this technology. Obviously, they'll never ever sell. So we are it. And how fortunate we are to be associates with Asea and have a position where there is absolutely no competition and no comparison on the market.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Part of this talk by Tyler, where he was talking about this, these we are statements, was to create your own I am statement as well, and just declare what you are to the world. And I love that. Just your primary question, your driving question. I love how Asea is coming out and declaring who they are, what they are, where they're going. Absolute focus, clarity, conviction. And I just thought that is such a beautiful thing. And I do like how Tyler challenged us all to declare where we're going and how we fit into that picture as well.
Definitely. Here is a overview of the I will statements, Asea will statements, I should say, from last year's global convention in Las Vegas. So you can just see the vision statement it ties into the vision statement, where Asea is to become the global leader in redox-based technologies and cellular health and achieve worldwide distribution of their life-changing products, culture, and opportunities. And as I said, these identity statements are based on these I will statements. So we are legacy. So it's where Fortune 50 meets network marketing. That's basically the catchphrase. Asea's founder, Vertus Norton's Fortune 50 experience, as I mentioned, with craft food and pioneering spirit led to a visionary breakthrough. He recognized that a product with redox technology would have the potential to impact people's well-being in a way nothing ever had before. Vertus had a vision to take Asea redox cell signaling supplement to the world, and 10 years later Asea has become a global leader in an emerging health category of its own creation. What's more, Vertus's strategic leadership provided the foundation for a financially strong company. Now, I know in Chuck Funky, the CEO of Asea, in one of his comments is, we're not the fastest growing company out there, but when it comes to being a financially strong legacy building company, because they're all about legacy building, then they're incomparable. In our profession, they're completely incomparable. And that's worth betting on. That's worth having confidence in, knowing that Asea has our backs. So this is part of Asea's, or Tyler's, closing speech from the Webvention on the weekend. And this is just a little bit I've pulled out from the We Are Legacy section you can actually access this article at aseaglobal.com. Just go to the news media section, it's under blog. And closing out the Webvention, in true Asea Tyler Norton style, he said, we need compassion in our lives, that we need to be kinder to one another. And so their legacy really is based on kindness. And the true kindness that he's speaking of is strong, warm, and genuine way of being, he said. It springs from seeing people as people and treating others with the dignity, humanity, and respect that they all deserve. Some of you may know Tyler's quote, one of Tyler's quotes, many quotes. He says, no one is more important than the person right in front of you. And he talks about people mattering. So this is a way of life. This is who he is. This isn't a lip statement. This is genuine. This is the real deal.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to relate on that too, which is about being kind. Tyler actually shared a story, which I thought was really quite profound. It was a story by Brandon Steiner, very, very successful guy, but how he just acknowledges other people and how much time and attention he gave to Tyler's son, really with no reason or purpose. And Tyler asked him, he says, why do you do that? What are you about? And he says, it's just one of my laws. He has a personal law. And I wrote it down because I thought it just had so much impact. He said his law was do as much as you can for as many people as you can, as often as you can, and expect nothing in return. And my goodness, if we lived by that kind of a philosophy, I just think what goes around comes around. And I think Tyler is just such a brilliant speaker on teaching us to be kind, and what a difference that'll make. It always comes around one way or another, maybe not from that direct person that you're helping or being kind to, but it does come around. And I think it's a great philosophy to live by. And
Brandon Steiner is extremely wealthy man. He collects sports memorabilia to the degree that he purchased a stadium in the US that was going to be torn down, and he basically invests in and on-sells some of this memorabilia, but extremely wealthy man. Yeah. And so Tyler was, as part of his financial services background and as part of Vertus's StratLink process, his strategic link processes, Tyler did and still does consulting with incredibly successful companies around the world in the StratLink process. And so that's how he actually met Brandon Steiner. But Tyler and his children have met a lot of famous athletes and a lot of very influential and successful people, but they remember this gentleman the most because of his level of kindness. Yeah. So he shared that with us. So he, just to go on, Tyler's commitment to furthering the Asea ethos as a way to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world is as strong as ever. That commitment that was initially presented, as I mentioned, as through the Asea will statements last year in Vegas, titled Corporate Soul. He's now gone into a video podcast. Sorry, I'm going too far ahead. So this video podcast is really, really interesting. I cannot wait to listen to what Tyler has to say in these podcasts, because this is his background, this is his way of being. And we all love Tyler and his ability to relate to people. He's an incredibly gifted speaker. So he's putting it together it's now available on the Asea app. And the content is, as I'd mentioned, with his background consulting with different businesses in StratLink, this content will be appealing to anyone in any industry. It's not Asea branded, which is, I think, absolutely phenomenal that he's getting this knowledge out there, because his intent is to create a tool that shares principle-based and useful content to any business owner or individual looking to nurture an ethos or their own corporate soul, or to anyone looking to simply live a better life. Because as we know, Tyler's all about having a corporate soul. Corporate is corporeal. It means community. It means gathering. It means having a soul, having a presence. So yeah, I can't wait to be able to access his podcast. They're going to be absolutely brilliant. He's recorded 5 so far. I actually looked, I couldn't find it on the app because I wanted to find it there, but he said it's also on the website. But the thing specifically, as you mentioned, the corporate soul ethos is going to be covered in that. StratLink, his business strategies, some podcasts on influence and also on entrepreneurship. That's all going to be covered on there. And what a great way for us to really just spread that message of the ethos of the company, which really is a tool for attracting people that want to know more about who we are and what we do, what we're about. So Tyler says, of course it can be shared with anyone, but as a tool to introduce people to Asea, which is a fantastic way of introducing people to Asea, a really easy, non-threatening way. And it gives people a very quick idea as to what Asea is about. And in Asea, for those of you who are involved, it's when we go from our head with Asea to our heart with Asea that we know we're at home, that we know what we have our hands on, that we appreciate the gift of Asea, and we move forward with the personal responsibility to share it with the world. That's what this will shortcut, that process from here to here, and that makes all the difference. He reiterated the rest of the I will statements in these podcasts as well, and he encourages anyone to pay close attention to those statements, because he'll continue to place strategic attention, resources and focus in these areas as well. So this is what you were talking about before. He challenges all of us to create our own I will statements, stating that this will make Asea untouchable, combined with Asea as the company and where they're going. So the partnership is unmatched. So we are opportunity. Here, your business can break through borders. Asea has grown not only thanks to their innovative products, but to the associates across the world who have been drawn to the business approach, which is what we were and still are. We were totally drawn to the business approach, absolutely, which empowers people to design and conduct their business any way they want. So here you break free from conventional business models, low startup costs, of course we know this, minimal risks and cross-border sales to realise our full potential. In addition, Asea has never missed a commission payment, and they've paid out more than $260 million so far, which is absolutely
not bad.
Massive. Yeah, massive. So here on the website, he's got a breakdown of We Are Opportunity, and you can get, these videos are phenomenal. These are videos where Tyler's actually talking about the opportunity. I'll recap on the website right now. I just can't remember. Actually, might just quickly go back. Sorry about that. I really want to make sure we've got this all covered. Going back. Okay, weareredox.co. That's what we want to be focused on here in terms of these next few slides where I've pulled the information from, so you know. Okay, so that's exactly from that website, a screenshot. Check out Asea Connect app through this particular website, but the videos are priceless. We are Ethos, so people, purpose and principles come first. Our noble purpose of bringing Asea Redox to the world, of course it matters. Asea empowers their associates and employees to believe in a life-changing product, to belong to an organisation driven by principles, and to become better people professionally and personally. And we can absolutely attest to that in the 6 years we've been with Asea. In addition, through their Advancing Life Foundation, they work tirelessly to end cycles of poverty, suffering and abuse globally, which is making a huge difference to the world, and also makes me so incredibly proud as an Asea associate to know that they're doing this.
Yeah, I get choked up every time I hear Kim. I'm sure you probably have some slides, but when you see what Asea has actually been able to do, the difference that we all make in the world, and Asea is making, leading the charge, it's just very heartwarming to see the difference that we're making in so many ways.
Definitely. This is from the website as well, the We Are Ethos, and this is where he has his podcast videos, the Asea Ethos videos. So it's really well done. It's all in the one place. You can visit Advancing Life Foundation right from this website as well. And it's a very relaxed conversation about Tyler talking about Asea's ethos, as well as Justin Wilson, Asea's VP of Global Sales, Senior VP of Global Sales. And there's brand new employees that are talking about this sense of belonging and family with Asea. So check this video out. And of course, when Bart was referring to Kim Marie Larson's presentation, she, don't know her official title, but she's basically the Advancing Life Foundation lady in Asea, and she's so passionate, very big-hearted, wears a heart on her sleeve, but she's heading the force of being able to change the world through the difference we can all make. Now, there's an opportunity to be able to get involved. Right now, it's sold out based on what happened over the weekend. I'll get into it in just a minute, but the exciting thing was at this Webvention, Asea set a goal, as they do every year, to raise funds as a donation to be able to support the Advancing Life Foundation. And this year they exceeded that 100,000, and it is matched by Asea. So they were able to raise through the Webvention $216,000 through 216,134 in donations to the Advancing Life Foundation.
Yeah,
which is absolutely massive.
At the last count, I'm sure it's gone up since then. But what a great opportunity for us to give back a little bit, whether it's a little or a lot. It's great to just to give a little bit.
And we can continue to donate. So here's the expedition to Cambodia next year. It is currently booked out. So I'm not sure if they're going to do changes. Last tickets went yesterday very, very quickly. So it just goes to show the effect that these expeditions have on people, but in terms of associates wanting to be there and not wanting to miss this opportunity. Because in the past, you'd be in there digging ditches with the corporate team. They attend these events. They're not sitting behind desks watching everybody else go and make a difference. They get out there, they make a difference, a huge difference. So this expedition, hopefully they'll launch more, we'll see what happens, is absolutely incredible and a great insight into Asea's ethos, their identity and their ethos. So innovation, Absolutely, Asea. I've been saying for years and years, it's a piece of the future that arrived early. It's a technology before its time. So Asea has redefined health and wellness at the genetic level with meaningfully different products. Their patented products are based on decades of redox biochemistry research and are certified to contain redox molecules with cellular benefits. So every batch of Asea is certified and sent to North Carolina to a company called Bioagiletics, where they certify that there are trillions of stabilized redox signaling molecules in every batch of Asea, which means that we can have the confidence to know that there is quality products out there on the marketplace for us with Asea. So here is a screenshot from the same website, We Are Innovation, Technology Before Its Time, and a fabulous video. They're all short videos, so definitely go and watch them. This is where you can click on what's new with Renew 28, go straight across to the Renew 28 website, where you can learn a little bit more about Renew 28. Then the incentive trips. So if you visit your Asea virtual office, you'll see on your homepage the Diamond Summit and the Asea Legacy Experience listed right now. The Croatia trip is not at the moment, but you can get information also that's been updated in your Asea virtual office library, where you can pull this information, click on the flyers as well. And actually you can click learn more, you can access the flyers that way as well. So I'll just go into a little bit more detail. For those of you who are excited to attend the Diamond Summit in Rome in Italy next year, then the eligibility is all active associates who have not qualified for the ambassador extension, and the qualification period has started until the 12th of February. So this is going to be an incredible trip for so many people. And yeah, we'll see. Let's see, I did have it listed here. 28th of April to the 2nd of May. So you'll be able to.
Now, if you won the trip last year, obviously because of the global situation with COVID, they couldn't make that happen, but they're extending that trip, and you can win it twice. If you win it twice, if you won it last year and you win it again, any of these trips, you'll be able to take the extra cash that you can put toward travel or whatever you want to do. Yeah, put it toward Ascent. That's right.
Croatia. So that's the idea. And so here's Dubrovnik, again, Croatia. The qualification period started on the 22nd of August. So this is absolutely doable if you stay focused and you make a commitment to be there. It'll be a phenomenal trip, 23rd to the 27th of April. So like this year, they've coordinated it with the Diamond Summit. And you can go and learn more from your Asea Virtual Office homepage for those of you. But it's a fantastic way of us still being able to know that there's light in the tunnel. And for those of you who feel like you've been locked up for too long, then hopefully we'll be able to absolutely dig deep and make these trips happen. So in terms of closing remarks from Tyler, he said, as we focus on the deliverables, which is what I've gone through with the identity statement and everything else you've heard over the Webvention, he says, I challenge you to get clear on what your I will statements are. What is your declaration of personal identity? If you're clear on who you are and your unique identity, combined with what they will do with their we will statements and their unique identity as our business partners, then Tyler believes that no one will touch us in this industry or in this marketplace. And I happen to agree.
Absolutely.
Entirely agree with him. If you have access to our Circle of Success system tools, this is the Launcher Guide. It's page 6 of the Launcher Guide. Gives you an opportunity to expand on what we have just gone through and learnt over the weekend, to write down what are 5 characteristics that you want your team culture to be known for, and name 4 key values that you'll represent and duplicate through your team. So this will give you an opportunity to be able to really think that through and add that to your identity statement for who you are, and create an identity statement or statements for your team, and I will statements for your team. I was so lucky to be able to go around to Julie Watt's Webvention party on Saturday night, and oh my gosh, I had their team identity, their culture, what Julie's being able to create. Most fun I've had in such a long time. Amazing switched on women. It was a women only event this time round, and I walked away absolutely knowing who they are as a team, what they stand for, what their culture and their ethos is as a team. And I was I just felt so blessed to have had that experience and be with them for that moment. So if you haven't really articulated it or thought it through, take the time to do that, because it'll deepen your Asea why, which means that when you're connecting with people, your vision will be expanded, your belief will be different, and you'll have more conviction, come across with more confidence, and you're going to attract a higher quality of caliber of people potentially in terms of red apples, if that's the direction you want to head in. You'll attract all people from all walks of life, but they'll want to be on your train, they want to be on your side because of who you are and your ability to be able to communicate that if you take some time to actually go through this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add to the, I still got more slides, but
no, that's no, we can go.
So the reality is we can all sit there and have had a great time on the weekend, and another year ago passed and we'll be at convention. I didn't even mention that convention in Memphis, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee next year.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
They've rented out the Grand Ole Opry, just for us.
Amazing. And you can get premium tickets. So I didn't put that in this presentation, but I know a lot of the people are purchasing tickets already. So where do you go to get those tickets? Asea Convention, maybe?
Yeah, try Asea Convention. Check your shopping cart in the back box
for us.
Check your back office.
Yeah, to be able to get access to that. But the point I was going to make is we can be in the same place we are right now in 12 months' time at that convention.
Tickets are in the back office. Thank you very much, Kaz.
Thanks, Kaz. Thank you. She's probably already got her ticket, Kaz. I know Gary has today, so we're excited about him going. But
yeah.
Long story short, make the next 12 months count and get clear on it now. If you're sitting on the fence and you're not really sure what your future looks like, bet on yourself, bet on Asea. Watch these videos. Go back and watch the recordings if you were fortunate enough to buy a Webvention ticket. You've still got 30 days. And take action, because Asea is at the forefront of changing the health and life sciences space. And we're all really needed and important components to make that a reality. And the other side of things that really stuck out for me is think about your legacy. If you're not somebody that really thinks about your legacy, take the time to think down the track, think 10 years from now, which is where Asea is thinking 10 and the next 10 after that. They were celebrating the fact that they're at 10 years, but they're looking so far forward to know what the next 10 years are going to be about. So if that seems like too far away, start with the next 6 months, the next 2 months, the next year. Picture yourself in Nashville and be there. And you're going to be able to, through really getting conviction, through your I will and identity statements, through deciding what your values and your team characteristics are going to be like, you have the potential to absolutely change the world. And I know many of you are doing that already. And I think part of the call to action is to not just use the weekend as a fun, entertaining event, a way to catch up with people socially or in person. Go out and make a difference. You absolutely can do it. This is such a unique business to be able to have an even playing field for all of us to get involved. Just make sure that what you learned, and if you've got to go back and watch the videos and pull out gems, go and do it. Don't sit on that. Don't be here next Monday night thinking, oh, I meant to go back and do that, and then all of a sudden 12 weeks or 12 months has gone by and you didn't get clear on who you are and your direction in the next 12 months. So take action. And I was just going to add here, yeah?
I'll go ahead. What did you want to add there?
Oh, I was just going to say, for those of you who are new, maybe your taking of action is you really want your product to be paid for. And there's a time commitment that you need to invest in that. This isn't, as I can't remember which speaker said it, Asea is not a get rich quick program. And we're so glad it isn't, because get rich quick and legacy building don't go hand in hand. So in order to be able to comfortably have your products, and this is US dollars, paid for each month, then set a goal for Director 300 to Director 700 and put the 3 to 8 hours a week invest it in yourself and in the people you know through technology that's going to change their lives. Just go out there and do it. Plan A, start with plan A. If you're in a situation, particularly this year, where having a single income is not necessarily the best place to be focusing and putting all your eggs in one basket. If you've got a job or you have a career that's in uncertain times, then it makes sense. It's a no-brainer to start to supplement your income with a plan B. Just total sense. But there is a time commitment to that, to stabilize your business, to be able to earn the money that perhaps you need to have that stability and make changes in your life as you move forward toward a plan C, which is to create an Asea lifestyle income, to really be able to design your life your way. And in a lot of the breakout sessions, people were talking about that. And it's such an honor and a privilege for us to be in that situation. And we definitely want that all for you if you're not there already. We absolutely want that for you, because we fully believe our company slogan is your life, your way, and not from a selfish perspective, because the reality is we can't give to others with an empty cup. We've got to fill our cup up first. And that means financial abundance. When your financially abundant cup is spilling and overfilling, it just means that we can give more to others. We can add more value. So get clear on which plan you're going to move forward on. And here's just a couple of quick quotes so that you know where I'm leading with this as a 90-day blast and a focused effort over 90 days. So Michael Jordan, for example, he set a goal to score 32 points per basketball game, and he had a difficult time doing that. But when it was broken down, the goal was changed to 8 points per quarter. It was definitely more doable. This is a quote from Tyler that he shared a couple of years ago. So the idea is, if the next 12 months seems too far out, start with the next 2 weeks, the next 2 days, the next 2 months. And there's a perfect opportunity between now and Christmas to create amazing momentum through a 90-day plan. And Eric Worre, who's an MLM industry educator, said he earned $7 million over 6 years because he took action based on a focused effort to go and change his life through one of these plans. So whether it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or 120 days of unstoppable personal and business growth, leadership development, obviously momentum come with that, make a commitment to do it. And you can go and access through your library information on how to set goals in terms of what your 30, 60, 90 or 120 day goal may be. Access the compensation plan so you can get clear on what type of income you would like to potentially start earning to replace what you're currently doing. And get really clear. There's some information here on what group volume means and personal volume for those of you who may not be familiar, but set a goal. 90 days takes you through to Christmas. This is just so you know the average numbers to diamond that was done and presented in 2018 by Justin Wilson, Asea's Senior VP of Global Sales. Did you want to comment on this? I know you've done presentations on this in the past. It's basically outlining that it takes the average diamond 21 months to achieve, the average associate 21 months to achieve diamond.
Yeah, look, if you want to be successful, you find people who are successful and you model, you duplicate them. And that's why that's why you want to find the best of the best and say, okay, what did you do and how did you do it? So they took all the diamonds from the fastest to the slowest, and they said on the average, the diamonds did it in 21 months. And how did they do that? How quickly did they hit director 300, director 700, bronze, silver, executive bronze, and platinum? So you can see that laid out here. And you look at how they sponsored, how they came in. In regard to that, one of the best, I'm coming back to the convention, Trish Swankler did a sensational breakout session where she really talked about some just incredible, rock solid business skills. She talked about going wide, talking with lots of people, bringing people in, and she talked about going deep as well. I actually love what Mal Sword said. If people ask him what's more important, going wide, sponsoring a lot of people, or building in depth, and he'll respond by saying, what's more important, breathing in or breathing out? And so it's kind of, that is kind of the truth. But she laid out some really good philosophies. And one of the things that I love that she said too is treat everybody as though you sponsored them personally. So you're actually looking for those gems. You're looking for those people who are hungry, who are ambitious, who are motivated, and who really want to go for it. And so I would encourage you to go back to that and to that recorded session if you can, and listen to what Trish Swankler had to say.
In fact, those breakout sessions, particularly breakout sessions number 2 that
Yeah.
had Alan Noble was phenomenal in terms of how to share your story really effectively. He was priceless with the information he imparted.
Yeah.
And then you listened to Denny's as well.
Denny Robinson, I tell you, it's the best speech I've ever heard her give, and she's a very polished speaker, but her passion and her conviction was just mind-boggling. She was there. She got emotional. She wasn't just delivering a presentation, but she was delivering from the heart. I love to hear her heart. One of the things that I really enjoyed was Ed Weins, our sponsor, when he was driving through Thane, Idaho. In fact, he was with Dan Doyle. They'd just been spent a little bit of time with Vertus and or not Vertus, but Tyler and Chuck Bunky and so forth on doing some things. But they were driving through Thane, Idaho, and there's 386 people, I think was the number in that little town. And that's where Denny Robinson was from. She was living in a 40-foot trailer, literally.
Which is like a, how do you explain it out here?
A mobile home. It was a trailer. It was it was not flashy living at the time. And she got emotional when she said, because she got involved with another company, direct sales company at that time, and she won her first car. And she got emotional when she said, you know, when you got your 4 little kids that are hanging on you and say, "Mommy, please don't leave," because they wanted her to stay home. But she just knew that she was doing something that was important for their kids. So sometimes you have to step out and you have to have some courage and just do what you need in terms of building your legacy and becoming more. And the lifestyle that she's been able to create because she's had a vision, a dream, and grew out of that tiny little town. I'm not.
And something popped in my head. I heard on the weekend. I think it was through the Renew 28 discussions through the panel, but I heard, and it's so true, when you look at this chart here, don't compare yourself to anyone else, because you're on your own exclusive journey. And can't remember exactly how the quote went. Someone might be able to put it in the chat box, but it was, when you compare yourself to others, you allow, it steals your joy. It's the thief of joy in your life, and will hold you back. So we're all on our individual journeys. I think the main theme here is stay consistent. If you've got 20 minutes to build your business a day, like Debbie Wetzler, who's now Ambassador Diamond, put 20 minutes in. If you've got 2 hours, or if you've got a full day, regardless of what it is, stay consistent and committed on your journey. And it's really important to realize that you can focus on diamond and absolutely set a goal to get there, definitely, but you can't get there without repeating Director 300s in your organization consistently. That's the benchmark. You're developing consistent Director 300s. Stabilize your business at Director 700 if that's where you're at, so you can enter the executive momentum pool from bronze to platinum stable. The reality is, you know what you're able to do, but then stretch yourself and get together with your upline so that they can help come up with a plan that may be insightful for you and give you some information you don't really know yet that can help you to help boost your confidence. Maybe you're doing some things that need light shed on it. Maybe you're holding yourself back in ways that you aren't aware of or can't clearly articulate. So get together with your upline or someone you trust and do a plan. Just make a decision to do whatever it takes to not hold yourself back anymore on any level.
I like an example that Denny used in her talk. They have a boat and they have this wakeboard. So it's like a surfboard that you're surfing on the waves of the boat, the wake. And she said she had posted a little video where she was just really just surfing away and doing great. And of course, got lots of likes and loves and appreciation. And you know, that's amazing and so forth. She said, but what you don't know is how many times that she messed up. So she played this little video of her doing face plant after face plant and, you know, falling over and just crashing. And she said, who is it in your boat that is there cheering you on, telling you to get up and you can do it and do it again and go for it? You know, you need to be your own best cheerleader, but also bring people in your boat that's encouraging you, and that's and make sure that you encourage your team. That culture of really helping one another, and particularly, I wanted to just take a second and just mention Chuck Funky, because he delivered a beautiful message on legacy.
I can probably stop sharing it in a sec. Do you want me to
Okay,
stop sharing?
no, we can come back to that.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Oh, no.
Did you have any more slides?
I did, but we've only got 5 minutes, so we need to use our time wisely.
Okay.
So you were on a roll. I interrupted you, but I wanted to have more focus here for you. So go for it.
Okay. Look, and I hope I can give this justice. I'll just be brief, but Chuck is such, I just really respected his passion. Chuck is such a funny guy. When you meet him the first time, you don't really know, it's hard to realize his sense of humor. He's got this incredibly dry sense of humor, but he came through with this sincerity, which was just so heartwarming. But he shared a story about Walt Disney. And when Walt Disney was just a kid, tree, and he thought, gee, that owl would make a beautiful pet. And so he climbed up this tree carefully and quietly and grabbed a hold of the owl's legs, and he captured this owl. And of course, the owl just freaked out and just, started attacking him, and in his fit of being scared and whatever, he threw the owl down and he stomped it to death. And he was so mortified when he looked down and realized what he had done, that he had killed this poor owl, that was from that moment on, he never injured another animal. And that's what inspired him to really be more. That, in fact, in so many of the Disney movies, there's an owl, and that owl is a representation of that. But it was a quote in March of 1938 in the New York Times. He said, "An owl drowsing in the cool shade of a tree on a Missouri farm one afternoon 30 years ago influenced the career of a man helped fashion the fantasy of an era." And the reason I mention that is because right now, and the reason that Chuck was mentioning this is because a lot of people out there are dealing with trauma, with challenges, with serious obstacles in their life. And I know that it's in your moments of decision, where your destiny can be shaped. And so often, Denny talked about her crisis and her situation. Trish had her time of challenges. And I guess what it is finding whatever those moments are that can help to inspire you, to find those events in your life that can propel you into a new direction and making a difference. And that's what this convention can really be about too.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing that, because I didn't catch all that whole presentation of Chuck's. But I heard parts of that story. I wondered what he stomped to death. So thanks. Just quickly.
Who would have known that created the vision for Walt Disney, for Disneyland and so forth?
This is a little bit of self-interest here, but we've got the next Changemakers Women Who Lead coming up on the 17th of October. So keep that in mind. And also we're featuring an amazing gentleman, an international keynote speaker and author and a trainer who has just written another book called Add Value, Bart Kotter, this Saturday. It's supposed to be Saturday, October 3rd there. So it's this weekend, and I'll have more time to do a better convention recap, because it was not a lot of time today to sort of get it all organized, which is why I was stumbling over a few words there. So thanks for your patience on that. But be sure to visit those websites. If you've got any questions, reach out to your upline, reach out to us. I know Gary said Gary White in the chat box, I think you bought two new packs of taking advantage of the skincare, the Redox skincare, the Renew Advanced. So that's fantastic. And I know that Gary also bought his convention tickets today. I don't know if you know that. So,
I do know that.
Yeah, so really exciting.
So get your cowboy boots and hats and get ready to go to convention. It's going to be fun.
It will be. And the other thing too is on the Advancing Life Facebook page, there's a fantastic Advancing Life video, a short video that I don't have time to play now, but go back and have a look at that. It's definitely well worth it. A recap, because Advancing Life Foundation made 5 years, so very significant milestone. Oh. And I know Kaz, who's on the webinar, signed up, managed to get one of those tickets for Cambodia, so yeah, be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience as we stumbled through this a little bit. But yeah, definitely go back, and at least I stumbled through it a little bit. Go back and watch those videos, and we'll be more on our game on Saturday. And so excited for your journey ahead. Very excited. Yeah. So, and thanks to everyone who joined us yesterday.
Thank you, everybody.
Catch up with you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.